Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees.
Will Smith is definitely not pursuing any form of happiness at the moment. Why? His hard-earned career and reputation are crashing right before his eyes, and the Bad Boys actor can't take any more of it. He's ready to call it quits. The costly slap he planted on Chris Rock's cheeks is wreaking havoc, and his fans are confused. So, should Will Smith retire from acting and focus on other things, or should he man up and continue? Let's find out what his thoughts are. There was only one drama dominating the Oscars this year, the incident between Will Smith and Chris Rock, and it surely has unprecedented implications. Actor Will Smith stormed onto the stage on that fateful Sunday night after the comedian who was presenting an award made a joke about his wife Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head and slapped him. That may as well be Will's last appearance on a big stage if his retirement rumors are anything to go by. Later the same evening, Smith was awarded the Oscar for Best Actor for his role in the film King Richard, playing the father of Venus and Serena Williams. But whether he'll be able to keep the award has now been called into question, since the incident divided opinions the world over. Smith has now issued an apology to Rock in an Instagram post, writing, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive." But it seems that an apology won't be enough to save his glittering career spanning over 3 decades. And all he has built is now crumbling down. 2 days after the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Board of Governors initiated self-described disciplinary proceedings against Smith over his slap of Chris Rock during the award event, the heartbroken King Richard Best Actor winner recently preempted the harshest punishment that he could have received and left the organization voluntarily. Sources said Smith was told by the Academy that he likely could be expelled for a decade or more. That possibility prompted Smith, who has been an AMPAS member since 2001, to jump before he was pushed in hoops of defusing the situation, but he still didn't manage to swerve the implications brought about by his unjust actions. Here is the full statement Smith provided. "I have directly responded to the Academy's disciplinary hearing notice, and I will fully accept any and all consequences for my conduct. My actions at the 94th Academy Awards presentation were shocking, painful, and inexcusable. The list of those I have hurt is long and includes Chris, his family, many of my dear friends and loved ones, all those in attendance, and global audiences at home. I betrayed the trust of the Academy. I deprived the nominees and winners of their opportunity to celebrate and be celebrated for their extraordinary work. I am heartbroken. I want to put the focus back on those who deserve attention for their achievements and allow the Academy to get back to the incredible work it does to support my creativity and artistry in film. So I am resigning from membership in the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and will accept any further consequences the board deems appropriate. Change takes time, and I am committed to doing the work to ensure that I never again allow violence to overtake reason," he concluded. On March 30th, after a sometimes contentious virtual meeting of the more than 50 governors, including the likes of Steven Spielberg, Ava DuVernay, and Rita Wilson, Smith was informed that he had 15 days to respond in writing to their assertion that he violated the Academy's standard of conduct with his violent behavior. The group then was scheduled to meet on April 18th to decide Smith's fate. And despite his willful resignation, the Academy still went ahead and banned the Prince of Bel-Air for 10 years. In an open letter released after a morning meeting of the Academy's 54 governors, the group's president, David Rubin, and its chief executive, Don Hudson, also called Smith's behavior unacceptable and admitted to not handling the situation properly during the telecast. The Academy declined to elaborate on whether Smith remains eligible to be nominated for Oscars, but 2 industry figures with knowledge of its rules and who were granted anonymity to discuss Academy proceedings said that the celebrated actor is still eligible to win Oscars but cannot attend the Academy Awards ceremony and other events. It is such a horrifying turn of events that got Big Will thinking of calling it quits. Smith had seemed to anticipate the possibility that he would not be welcome at future ceremonies in the emotional and polarizing acceptance speech he gave after winning the Oscar for Best Actor, which he ended by saying, "I hope the Academy invites me back. Thank you." Barring Smith from next year's ceremony means that he will not be allowed to present the Oscar for Best Actress, upending a tradition in which the previous year's Best Actor winner bestows the prize for the Best Actress category and vice versa. And that's not all for the under-fired Gemini Man actor. The punishment could also spell trouble for the upcoming film Emancipation, a $100 million drama for Apple. The movie, directed by Antoine Fuqua and starring Smith as a runaway slave who joins the Union Army, is in post-production and has already been touted as a possible awards contender. Representatives for Apple did not immediately respond for requests for comment. Before Smith resigned, the organization had been considering expelling or suspending the actor, who walked onto the Oscar stage in the middle of the ceremony and slapped Chris Rock for making a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, before returning to his seat where he shouted expletives that were bleeped out of the live television broadcast. The actor, rapper, and executive director was allowed to remain in the Dolby Theater, and soon after his outburst, he won the Academy Award for Best Actor and received a standing ovation. Conflicting accounts of what happened after the outburst has plagued the Academy, which has been criticized for not immediately removing Smith from the theater. The group, in its defense, said that they asked the iRobot actor to leave, but he refused. And the victim, comedian and actor Chris Rock, a longtime ally of Smith, is not making things any easier for his friend turned foe. Asked to comment on the incident weeks later, he simply said, "I'm okay. I have a whole show and I'm not talking about that until I get paid," the South Carolina native, 57, told attendees at his Fantasy Springs comedy show in Palm Springs, California on Saturday, April 9th. "Life is good. I got my hearing back." Rock's fortunes are escalating in direct inverse proportion to poor Smith's. His gigs are all blissfully sold out, and if you want tickets for his next show, you would probably have to use Jada Pinkett Smith's influence. Even then, the front rows are not guaranteed. Smith, on the other hand, is reeling under the worst career recession since Kevin Spacey, one of America's predominant acting behemoths who fell from grace. Spacey's career evaporated overnight after a sex scandal. The New Jersey-born actor, who at one time was a formidable figure in Hollywood, has completely disappeared from the radar. In the last film that he did, All the Money in the World, his role was scrapped from the complete film and reshot with Christopher Plummer, who happily has never been in any scandal, except when he kissed Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music. Smith won't be the first actor to throw away his career because of impartial judgment. There are many moments like that for celebrities. Because they live in the public eye and are under intense scrutiny, their mistakes can be potentially controversial or even career-ending. That being said, scandals are nothing new in Hollywood, but if you're an actor and your private transgressions happen to go public, you better be prepared to look for a new line of work. While some disgraced stars manage to claw their way back into the limelight from seemingly impossible positions, for most, retiring from the public eye with whatever dignity remains intact is the only option, and the Aladdin actor is next in line. Smith will probably join the long list of actors who destroyed their own careers, including Lea Michele, Jussie Smollett, Charlie Sheen, Katie Holmes, Taylor Lautner, and Lindsay Lohan, among many others. As for other celebrities, there are one or two things they can learn from the incident. Sooner or later, life in the limelight might push your buttons. This will happen even if you're a master at managing your emotions, even if you're accustomed to ignoring detractors, and even if you know better than to lose your cool, as Smith obviously does. No matter how collected, mature, and professional you are most of the time, we will also have triggers that can set off emotions too powerful to control. For Smith, what felt like an attack on his wife when she was vulnerable was clearly one of those triggers. Whether or not this marks the end of his career, Will Smith has achieved more than enough, and he is a bona fide legend. In our upcoming videos, we will be bringing more developments on Smith and Rock's incident, so be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of them.